Shit. Like, it can't just... It's obviously not going to be Washington State. Call it New Berlin. How about that?
Who run Bartertown?
You know who.
You know him, you love him. He's...
So, going down is another page in the book of ways that the Democrats are trying to rig everything in their favor. They would like to make Washington, D.C. a state. Huh? Like, what is that going to look like? Like, on the map, what is that going to look like? A jagged little fucking nothing? Really? You're going to make a city a state? Huh? Like, first of all, I don't like the idea of that. Here's why. Right? It has nothing to do with political anything. Here's why. As long as Washington, D.C. is the capital of this country, and it is the seat of power for the government of this country, I believe that it should be like the Supreme Court or the military. Not involved. No. The city itself should be neutral. Neutral fucking ground. Is that too much to ask, to have one fucking place wherein nobody holds particular sway? Like... So I don't like the idea that it makes the city, the state itself, partisan, right? Now, that's what I don't like about it. If this were Republicans saying this, I would be saying, I don't like the idea of that. Because it needs to be neutral. I don't like the idea of turning the seat of power for the fucking government in this country into a partisan state. I don't like the idea of that. I don't give a fuck who wants to do it. I don't care if it's the Green Party pushing for it. I don't give a shit. Right? But I know why the Democrats want to do it. Because it will give them 2 seats on the Senate. Every state gets 2 seats. And it will give them 1 more seat in the House. Because their population will be fuck all. So they get 1. Because y'all get 1. So, right? But this damn near guarantees 2 more Democrat seats in the fucking Senate and 1 more in the House. Because DC is a fucking Democrat stronghold. The fucking goofy nutbags have worked their way into fucking every facet of everything. Like, there's another reason why I don't like the Democrats. Like, the whole fucking thing I just think is shady as fuck. And I know there's awful, terrible things going on. And they are doing every fucking thing they possibly can to stop Donald Trump into looking into it. They are going to push to impeach him so as to save their own asses. They are willing to drive this country into fucking flame and death and blood in the streets if that's what it takes to keep them all in power and not going to most likely prison. I can't think of it any other way. Nobody fucking works this hard to just... Really? You think I honestly believe the line you're trying to save lives and fucking save the planet? You're out of your fucking mind. Ain't not one goddamn thing these motherfuckers want to do has a fucking thing to do with saving anything or anyone. That's how they sell it. They are selling you. when they go to so much effort to convince you, it's because they're selling you. Nobody sells you anything you need. They offer you shit you need. Right? They're working so hard to sell Medicare for all. No, really, it'll be so much better than what we have now. Well, nobody says it will. Well, I do. And I've got a whole lot of people that I know that'll tell you I'm right. Well, I got a whole lot of people I know that'll tell you you're fucking wrong. What does that have to do with anything? Like, the numbers don't match. It's like, what? So, yeah. Like, so they want to make Washington, D.C. a state. And I'm telling you this right now. For those of you who are new to the channel, like half my audience now, I want you to... I mean, I don't care if you actually do it or not, but if you have the wherewithal, if you just decide you want to fucking poke around and look at shit, somewhere on my channel, I shit you fucking not, there is a video of me reading the story If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. A child's bedtime story. And I'm reading it on my YouTube channel where I do socio-political commentary in a semi-serious but mostly joking manner. And I just sat down one day and read If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. It was an educational thing, I thought, because we were just kind of starting to really get into this shit. Now they want to make DC a state. How much you want to bet if they get away with that shit, all of a sudden, well, San Francisco wants to be a state. And so does Los Angeles. Right? Because you got to figure all the rich people live in Los Angeles, so they're going to want to distance themselves as much as humanly possible from all the poor people. And hey, fuck it, why not be able to decide our own tax rates? Like, you know? So, yeah, well, LA can be a state. San Francisco can be a state. Fuck, Denver could be a state. Chicago can be a state. Why not? Anybody else see a problem with this? Think about it. How many big Democratic strongholds that are big cities that could just up and decide they want to apply for statehood, and each one of them is going to give the Democrats 2 more seats in the Senate, 1 more seat in the House. But, I mean, beyond all that, honestly, I'm terrified that if they get away with making Washington, D.C. a state, that they're going to fucking, like, outlaw being a Republican or some shit. Like, I don't fucking know. Like, who knows what they're going to do at that point? Man, they want to fucking impeach the fucking president for a cheery conversation between buds, where they're saying he was fucking mob tactic strong-arming this dude, who was responding to the request to investigate with, oh yeah, I want to investigate that shit too. Honestly, can you send some of your guys to, like, give them my number or something and have them call me? And I kind of want your help on this. Motherfucker was asking for Donald Trump's help during the fucking mob strong-arming. Dude, it is really, really, really getting very close to a scary point with me. I am honestly considering the validity of just saying, if the Democrats want to do it, I don't. Like, no matter what it fucking is at this point. I don't even know. Like, that's a scary fucking place to be. That's where they are. They got there 3 years earlier than I did, but I mean, shit. It's getting tough. Because no matter what it is, it's just, we want chaos and anarchy and everybody angry. Because we're getting to the truth? Okay. Well, then let's get to the truth. I'll tell you what, make you a deal. We'll investigate Trump and the whole Ukraine thing. And we'll let you guys get a special prosecutor. You can waste all manner of time and money. Make it last for years. I don't give a shit. But if you're going to do that, well, then we're going to look into Joe Biden. I mean, accusations were made all over the place. One person accused Joe Biden and his kid of misdeeds. And so we should investigate that. And somebody has accused Donald Trump of misdeeds. So we should investigate that. Fair enough, right? Like, look into everything. If we're going to really sit here and fucking say that all people who make accusations should be listened to, if everybody has their own special truth and everybody should be heard and everybody should have their own voice, what about all the people that are wanting to look at fucking Joe Biden? Right? Seems suspicious to me that he would go through so much effort to have a prosecutor in a different country not prosecute a case against his kid. Seems odd to me. I'd like to know the conditions under which that happened. I'd like to see some transcription. Like, what? Are we going to fuck around or are we going to play golf? Like, what are we doing here? But anyways, Washington, D.C. The state of Washington, D.C. But that was the other thing. They wanted to rename it. They wanted to drop the D.C. and they wanted to, or they wanted to keep the D. And there's some abolitionist or whatever whose last name began with a D, so they want to call it Washington abolitionist dude. Fucking whatever. Like, that's what they want to name the state, or get the Commonwealth or some shit like that. And I'm like, of course they want to name it after an abolitionist. Like, not that I have a problem with naming it after an abolitionist, but again, it's another one of those, the virtue. Right? Like, yeah, we want to name it after an abolitionist because we're so woke. And I'm like, of course you do. You know, like, it can't. Shit. Like, it can't just. It's obviously not going to be Washington State. Call it New Berlin. How about that?